Apple just dropped their Apple Watch Series 11 and I was able to get my hands on one of them. So let's see what's inside and see if it's worth upgrading from either a older version or from the 10 to the 11. So when you get the box, it's basically just a white box. I got the space gray with the Starlight wristband. Literally, this is how you open it. And if I don't remember wrong, one of these is going to be the wristband. This one is the one I chose. They actually have 3 different types that you can choose from. So this is my Series 3. I recently just started wearing it back. So I have this Series 3. It's still working. And I'm upgrading from Series 3 to 11. But I am going to also tell you whether it's worth upgrading from a 10. So this is the watch itself. I ordered the 42mm space gray in aluminum with GPS, no cellular, because I'm not about to pay for an extra cellular. I also don't think I personally need it. If you do, this one does offer the cellular option for a higher price, of course, which I believe the Series 10 did not offer a cellular version, but correct me if I'm wrong. And inside this box, you'll get the charging cord with the little charging pad over here. I'm pretty sure this is not the first Apple Watch that requires the C cable as the head. And then the watch on the side. This is the space gray. And just a heads up, on the Apple website itself, when I saw the space gray, it looked more like a silver. But when you actually see the watch itself, it's actually darker. Ta-da! Oh my gosh! I don't know if I used to have. No, I don't. Okay, so this is basically how it looks. Let's actually compare it to the 3 that I have right now. I'm only comparing it to the 3 because this is my old one. For the Series 10, if you're thinking about upgrading from a Series 10, it will be this size too. So it's going to be the same size as the Series 10 if that's the one you have. But if you have a very old version like me, there is a difference in size. So this one's actually a silver, so now you can maybe see. They still offer a silver version. Let's open this. This is the Starlight Sport Band. This is the size small for me. They also offer a size medium large. So literally, it just comes with the one band. If you want to buy an extra band, it is going to cost you another $50 each. Pretty not bad. It's very it's light like this. I hope you can see the actual color. It's almost like an off-white or almond color. There's other colors available, just so you know. I think they dropped 3 new colors. It's a blue, a purple, and a neon yellow. So those are 3 different colors. And if you've never had the watch before, this is how you slide it in. It clicks and you're done. And honestly, I really like the contrast of the dark and light over here. I actually thought about getting a darker band, but I'm I like the contrast in color. And if you take a look at this back, if you have a older version like me, this is how the old back looks like. This is how the new back looks like. I think the 10 might also be like this because they have other features that the old ones don't. And this is going to be how it looks like on my wrist. It is bigger than the other one. So just for the sake of showing you the 2 different sizes, if you do happen to have the smaller 36mm ones from quite a few series ago, and if you're thinking about upgrading to the Series 11. So just for reference, my sister actually noticed this. So when she was looking at my new watch, this is space gray, the one that they label as space gray now. And this is her old Apple SE, and this is their old space gray. So as you can see, it looks already a lot darker. If you compare the 2 side by side, this is the new one and this is the old one. Do you see the difference? And no, this one's not silver because the silver one, like I showed you earlier, is like this. So this is the silver. This is the Series 11 Space Gray, and this is my sister's old SE Space Gray. So just know that if you're getting Space Gray, it is lighter than the one that they used to be. I'll turn it on. Before I pair this with the phone, I'm going to tell you a little bit of the features that I'm seeing over here, comparing it to the Series 10. Just know that if you have an older version like mine, like the Series 3 and stuff, it's going to be there's going to be a lot of new stuff. But there's a lot of like similar features with the Series 10. With power and battery life, the one that's different from here is that instead of 18 hours, you get up to 24 hours. And on low power mode, it goes up to 38, whereas the Series 10 goes up to only 36. And then you can also do a 15-minute charge for 8 hours of normal use, or 5 minutes for up to 8 hours of sleep tracking. And that one was not available for the Series 10, so that one is an upgrade. And then for durability, there's also an upgrade where it's more resistant to scratch, and it has a tough sapphire crystal display with the titanium case if that's the one that you would like. This one is the aluminum. So there is some upgrades from the Series 10, but I wouldn't say there's like a significant amount. So if you are looking for an upgrade from a Series 10 to 11, I would actually just think about it, to be honest, because this is a $400 watch. Unless you want like the cellular, that one's going to be like around 600, I believe, and the titanium case is, I believe, 700. But if you are looking for an upgrade from an older version, I would think the older, the more worth it that you are getting the upgrade. But I am actually also going to check with the Series 9 to see if there's any major differences. Series 9 actually also has the whole like hypertension, ECG, high rate, low rate things, all of that available. But the size for this is slightly bigger because the 9 is 45 or 41. This is a 46 or 42. There is a bit more upgrade from the 9 to the 11 compared to the 10 to the 11. So that's also like small things that you want to look out for. And then in terms of water resistance, I think they also added like depth to 6 meters and water temperature sensor as well. Now we're going to set up. I'm going to do English. And it says iPhone out of date, requires a newer version of iOS. So I need to update my phone. Your phone must be, I believe, iPhone 11 or higher, and also iOS 26 or higher. I think it's only at 26 right now, so it has the option to do either, for my phone, it showed the option to either update to iOS 18 point something or iOS 26. Just make sure to update your phone to iOS 26. Okay, so I just finished updating my phone. It's now kind of weird to me because I haven't, like, you know, I've never seen my phone like this, and it turned everything like to glass and stuff, and I have to redo. Anyways, we're going to set up the Apple Watch now, finally, and I'm going to do setup for myself. And then once again, it's really just, hopefully you can see, watch is paired. When it's paired, this thing will basically show the exact same, like, thing on the thing for a second. And then I'm gonna do continue, and if I have the option to honestly like put the backup of something that I'm like of my old one, then I'm just gonna do that. Activating your Apple Watch, this may take a moment. Agree, terms and conditions, just the same passcode as before. And then it says, learn about your sleep and other measures of health when you wear your Apple Watch to bed. I'm going to turn that on. And then it has the safety, emergency SOS, crash detection, and backtrack. I'm going to have that continue. And then control Apple Watch with one hand gestures, wrist flick, or double. Oh, this is interesting. So when they say double tap, they actually mean like this. They don't mean like tapping the actual like phone or they don't mean tapping the watch itself. They meant tapping like that. Oh, that's so cool. I think I'm going to try that. And then it also has the option to do no need to reach for cards when it's time to pay. Just use your Apple Watch to pay online in apps and stores when contactless payments are accepted. So basically this one just tells you that your Apple Wallet can be also on your watch. And then the last step after you decide whether or not you want to set up your Apple Wallet is going to make your Apple Watch sync. So the next thing that pops up on your watch is going to be showing you how to navigate. It says press the digital crown to see your apps. Press the digital crown to return to your watch face. And then it says press the button to open Control Center. And then press to close. Turn the digital crown to see your widgets. And then welcome to Apple Watch. So the setup is already done. Apple Watch is set up. This is my new one I'm going to start wearing, and this is going to be my old one as a backup because this is not worth anything. I checked for like the trade-in. It's worth nothing. After the initial setup, everything else is pretty straightforward. You can change the arrangements of your apps and the apps that you want to download through the Watch app on your iPhone. You can control everything. Basically, like if you have never used an Apple Watch before and you use the Apple Watch app on your iPhone, it's where you basically connect everything, right? So that's where you paired your watch and everything set up. Everything else is controlled through here, pretty straightforward. And if you like actually go into like apps like these, it'll let you have like toggle things on and off for your own choice. So this is my new watch. So that basically wraps up the unboxing of the Apple Watch Series 11 and also comparing it to the Series 10 and whether it's worth your upgrade or not, and also a little bit of how to set up and a little bit of what you need your phone to be in order to even set this up, because I didn't know I needed a iOS 26 in order to do that. Yeah, that is basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed or even found this a little entertaining or informational or helpful for those of you who did not know how to set up one of these, or if you're having trouble thinking why this is not setting up because your iPhone might not be up to date that's compatible with this. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like, comment, and or subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!